you. I promise that every Wednesday it's going to be Mateka, the law, human rights, and policy. Kakati, this Wednesday we are talking about land. Land in Uganda is, I don't know, it has become, what should I call it?
A very big issue.
A very big issue. It has become a very big issue, but it's also one of those resources that we need as a country. Everybody needs a plot of land to build their home, a plot of land to do some farming, subsistence farming, long and big farm areas. You need land to do fisheries, not just water. You need land for basically everything. But mu Uganda right now, akataka kafusa akataka. People are killing each other over land. People are strangling each other over land. They are backbiting each other, and others are becoming too rich because of land. So today, I know that very many people out there, you've purchased land, or you're in the process of looking for land, or you're in basically a situation where you're confused. You bought land and then it has two titles owned by two different people, plus you're the third person, or others, you're Vivanja holders on land. So today, Crystal Mind has decided to help you unravel the policies and the issue to do with land. Biadala, we are talking about the truth, we are using facts, and we are using the Constitution of Uganda. And as Maureen, I'm a policy analyst, but I'm not a lawyer. So I know lawyers who are good with this thing. So today, I invited Counsel Rebecca Zawede, who is going to be telling us about land in Uganda and so many other issues. Just share this video. You could help your grandmother, you could help your brother, you could help yourself, you could help anybody that has any questions around land. Okay, before we start, I need to tell you that we have authorities that deal with land. We have the Ministry of Land. We have the Commission
Land Survey.
The Commission of Land Survey in Entebbe. We basically have structures in place. So we are just, as Crystal Mind, I'm just supplementing to kubabulira, to let you know what land is all about.
Rights and land.
Rights and land and every other thing. So today with Rebecca, you prefer to be called Rebecca? Madam, are you married?
Becky. No.
Gentlemen out there, as you're purchasing the land, also give me a call. Miss is not married here. She's called Becky. Okay. Now, Rebecca, tell us about land in Uganda. How many is land, I don't know. Do we have tenure systems in Uganda? Does it even matter?
Yes. Thank you very much, Maureen. Yes, as Maureen has said, we have a number of land tenure systems in Uganda. There are 4 in particular. First of all, we have the Milo land tenure system. We have the freehold tenure system. We have the leasehold, and then the customary land tenure system. I'll briefly give an explanation to the viewers.
Yeah, I think we need that explanation.
Yes.
Because now
of what exactly these land tenure systems are. I'll start with the Milo tenure system in Uganda. This tenure system has its roots from the Uganda Agreement, 1900 Uganda Agreement. If you remember your history very well, those are the first laws that were created in Uganda, legal basis where we have our land starting from the Uganda Agreement. And then also it has its other roots from the Busulu and Envujolo in Uganda, the 1928 Busulu and Envujolo. So from that basis, that's where we have the Milo land. And if you take keen notice, it is only in the Uganda region. So it does not cross over to the other regions.
So basically the Milo land has its background from
the Uganda Agreement.
The Uganda Agreement and the Vujo laws and Busulu laws.
Yes.
And take note, she is telling us that it's only around the Buganda region.
Yes.
So those who want to know where it is, get the Buganda map. That is where The Milo land.
That's why it
yes.
stops.
That
It
is
does
where
not
it
cross
stops.
over to Toro. It does not cross over to Busoga. Only in the central region of Uganda.
Okay, my question is, Milo tukirinayo mu Luganda oba we call it ettaka lya Milo bakiyita batya ekya bulijjo?
It remains as mile because it
Mile.
stems from mile, like kilometer, mile, like mile.
Okay.
But as the Waganda, we
fact,
have to import the word. We say it's Milo land.
Created it.
Yes.
Okay, then let's go on to the other one.
But briefly, still on the Milo land, on such kind of land, it's peculiar mainly with it has two interests. It's that kind of land that can have two interests existing at the same time. That is the legal interest and the equitable interest. It is that kind of land that you find that someone has a title on the same land, he's the registered proprietor, but then there are people with equitable interest, like the Chibanja holders, on the same piece of land.
In short, mubumpimpi, Milo land yaffe eno esobola okubaako abantu babiri. Esobola okubeerako nga bagirinako obwannannyini. Osobola okubeerako ng'oli olina ekibanja kyo okwo, oba ng'olina ekyapa nga gwe nnannyini. Oluusi oli omu nga gwe nnannyini nga tekuli ba kibanja, naye oluusi olina ettaka ddene nnyo, olina ekibanja naye nga kuliko ab'ebibanja. Kale katusooke tugende ku ndala gye wazise leasehold.
Yes. Then we have leasehold. Leasehold, but I'll prefer to first explain freehold so that we come from there to discuss now leasehold. So for freehold, it's now the other land tenure system that is recognized. Now the rest of Uganda is freehold. You can obtain a certificate in form of freehold. So the other regions that did not fall within the Milo central region, the likes of northern Uganda, western Uganda, now that is freehold land.
Okay, the rest of us who are in different regions, we have freehold land, and you said we can obtain a title. Okay, I have a question there, but let's go.
So from these ownerships, we already said in Milo you can own a certificate, Milo land certificate of title. Then you can also have freehold certificate of title. Now it is these people with such ownership that can grant any other person who wants to use their land to obtain leasehold over their land. So it is a landowner granting exclusive possession to another person to use their land for a specific period of time.
So that is leasehold.
An example.
That's leasehold.
Yes, you will have a Milo landowner or a freehold landowner. They have titles. And then someone comes to you, Maureen, you have a very big piece of land. Can I have a portion of it? So in such a circumstance, they will put an encumbrance on your title, you portioning out. You agree to the terms. Usually they pay rent. So you agree to the rent terms that I'll give you my piece of land for 5 years. And then in exchange, you will pay me this amount of money. So it is for exclusive use. You're given all the rights.
Me as the person who comes to say, can I use your land? I'm given all the rights. Am I not behaving like a chibanja holder?
In a way.
In a way, I'm a chibanja holder.
Yes, but you get title.
But I can also get a title for it for that particular period of time.
Yes.
So, we have talked about the Milo land tenure system. We have talked about the freehold land system. And we are now talking about the leasehold. I can have a lease on a freehold tenure system or on the Milo tenure system. But that does not make me the owner of the land. It just makes me an owner,
yes, for a particular period of time. Yes. You can sell your interest in that lease, but of course subject to consent of the owner of the land. Someone can inherit your interest, your lease interest in that land. So usually, most of them that I've seen, they can go for over 49 years.
I know most of
You
them are
can
49
die
years.
99 years.
Mm-hmm.
You can die over a period of time. And
so basically what we are saying, a leasehold, you're a legal owner of that land. However, it's for a particular period of time, and you within the agreement that you've made with the actual owner of the land, you either pay a rent or can you buy yourself?
Yes, depending on the agreement you have. At the end of your lease, there are always two options. Either your interest that you obtain reverts back to the owner, or you can bargain, negotiate with the owner and tell him that you can either renew or offer to purchase. And the person agrees to purchase. Then you get your freehold title.
Okay. Now, I don't want to ask many questions, but for my viewer out there, nzenga nina leasehold yange. Are we saying leasehold is more like ndi wa chibanja na yategerebwa? What is the difference between that leasehold you're talking about and the normal bibanja? Because it seems to sound the same, but in English.
Yes, leasehold is quite different from a chibanja hold.
We shall get there. Okay, give us the third, because now we've looked at 3 and you said there were 4.
Before we get there, another peculiar thing about leasehold, it's usually given to foreigners, non-citizens. Non-citizens in Uganda cannot own Mailo land or freehold land. So those companies, you see the Chinese companies that come and construct buildings on land, they do not own the land as a freehold or Mailo land. They own the land as freehold.
As lease?
As lease for a particular period of time. Okay. And also, as the law says in the Land Act, if you lose your citizenship in Uganda, let's say you have committed treason, you denounce your citizenship as a Uganda, but you owned land before, either Mailo or freehold, your land automatically becomes lease. And the period runs for 99 years. And after the 99 years, that land reverts back to government.
Okay. Mutegedli.
So do not denounce your citizenship.
Don't denounce your citizenship. Now, let us look for the last one, and then we'll go into a different segment.
Yeah. So the next tenure system, the fourth one, is the customary tenure system. This kind of land is owned depending on the customs and norms of a particular group of people. An example of this kind of tenure system, it's mainly in the northern region, where land is owned communally. Whatever rules that govern that land, they're mainly those of a particular custom or group of people. So it can either be owned by a group of people, a community, or individually.
Can it be owned by the king, maybe?
Yes.
But communally? Because our king in Uganda owns a lot of land. Should we say that's also communal land?
That is
just
there is Uganda land.
Explain it a little better, because we need to understand.
I'll give the example of the northern Uganda, Karamoja. This is land, let's say, owned. It has a group of people that
the Karimojons own their land.
A group of leaders, cultural leaders, that set the rules on how the land is to be used.
Can I purchase land in Karimoja on a communal land tenure system and make it an individual property?
Yes, it is possible, but subject to consent and approval of the communal leaders.
Okay.
You can actually purchase that land.
As long as
the entire community has to sit and agree. Even if you want a portion, you as a member of that community, you can sit, talk to the elders, inform them that I need to purchase a portion of this. If they consent to it, well and good. If they do not, that land cannot, and no one can force them to sell it.
Okay, my Crystal Mind tribe and family and friends and whoever is out there, we have Milo land, we have leasehold, we have freehold, and then we have communal land tenure systems. Friend, do you even know which kind of land that you're occupying right now, or that you're owning right now? You just tag on.